G'day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to be taking a look at how the Go Bros, or otherwise known as the Super Saiyan Gohan Teen and Super Saiyan Goten Kid, do in DBZ Dokkan battle at 100% in the hidden potential system and at full level 10 links. Now these guys, they're a siblings bond lead of 170% HP, 150% attack and defense, and they are Goku's family lead of a slightly lower amount. In their passive, they have attack and defense of 58%. They will gain ki up to a max of 5, and they have a chance of launching an additional super attack of a medium chance, which is 30%. With a guaranteed additional attack. They also build up 10% attack and defense per attack performed, and that can build up to 100%. They do disable Rampage, but that's something that's not really that important. In terms of links, they have Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Kamehameha, Legendary Power, Fierce Battle, Blazing Battle, and All in the Family. All in the Family probably being the most important link, due to its defensive repercussions. Now, overall, these guys are, well, they were arguably up there for top unit in the game for quite a long time, and I think they still are an incredibly good unit. They're not going to be a top unit in the game, as in like a top 10 or something, but they actually are still really solid. Obviously, taking into account that this is a rainbow version that has level 10 links, but they are actually still pretty damn reliable, and I would say they are still definitely able to handle pretty much everything except for maybe red zone, and even then with some small tweaks and an easy A, these guys could very much easily kind of almost enter that bracket. You know, it wouldn't take a lot, I think, to get them to that level. So here we've got them sitting in this turn, pretty decent turn for them. This LR Goku they share 5 links with, so that's pretty good, and we're sitting on average 180% lead across the board. Goku shares 5 links with them, and they have 100 and something defense, 100k or so to start the battle, which is pretty good. 100k, they're gonna raise that a lot with each attack performed, so it's pretty good. It's a decent starting point. It's a little bit low for maybe super in-game content now. There's a lot of ESBR and SBR where they get kind of chewed up a little bit, especially in the first slot. Obviously you would never place them in the first slot. If they share 5 links with one of the best first slot units in the game, there's no real point to stick them in the first slot, so I wouldn't really suggest doing so. But yeah, it's not a bad starting point at all. Obviously you want them to build up their ki. So one thing they do have, and they will continue to have until they easy A, is they do tend to have ki problems. They only have one ki link, Golden Warrior. Golden Warrior is a 1 ki link the whole way through, so you don't gain a lot of ki from Golden Warrior. So you're going to really need to prioritize orbs with them to get them their ki, and to give them support to really get them there. With their easy A, I hope they add in just the ability to build up more ki, let them build up to plus 10 ki, give them plus 2 ki at the start of the turn. They'll have no more problems anymore. Here we can see we've got a little bit more links active. We're now rolling with All in the Family, which is pretty, well, not All in the Family, but we're rolling with support. We're up to 160k defense, and honestly we haven't attacked that much, so we still have plenty stacks to build, and we're starting to see a bit of a better idea of just how good they are going to look. So yeah, 3.5 million on the 12 key, pretty decent. They're going to start to really ramp up that attack and defense quite well. Now after the first 2 or 3 attacks, their key problems are not so bad. They do build up key from their passive. The big issue is just that first turn can sometimes be a bit rough, and obviously you want them to get attacks off, as many attacks as possible. You don't want to rely on getting the additional attacks. Luckily the passive is tied to attacking, not super attacks, so it's not the end of the world. But with their easy A, or their potential easy A, like I said, they're very few tweaks away from being a top tier unit again. Give them greatly raising defense on their 12 and 18 key. Give them the ability to raise their key up to +10 and give them 100% attack and defense start of turn, and these guys will probably be up there in that bracket. 220k defense now, still only really halfway up through our stacks, only at 5 attacks. And here we're going to actually get the 18 key. We are fortunate, we've got every single link active here. So this is going to give us a glimpse as to their power. This is not even remotely their max, but we're going to at least get a little glimpse as to how powerful these guys can be. So yeah, wow, 6 million, very, very nice. They can still hit tremendously hard. The follow-up attacks are also fantastic, really big damage. I like to build them full crit. I think they can hit huge attack stats right off the bat. They've got their active skill, which by the way you can use and can crit, and they also of course have the additional attacks which do tend to do more damage if they crit. So for me, critting is definitely the way to go with these guys. You don't have to go that builder route, but I personally like to go crit. I think on them specifically I've gone 20 crit and I've gone 10 additional, so I have kind of gone that route on them. I think personally that is the best one for them. We're going to be trying them out on the Siblings Bond team next, just to take a look at them under what originally was the category that they brought into the game. Siblings Bond is an okay category. I think it definitely needs a buff. A secondary lead would help, but also just these guys getting an easy A would help. Along with also, I think, just some more kind of floating Siblings Bond options. You need some Goku some Goten, Gohan love, I think, for the Siblings Bond team. But yeah, in general, just a pretty decent time, and the team still looks pretty decent. I think Strength, Tapion, and Inertia buffed up their team a little bit. The Tapion Easy A did help them out. They do have a very strong rotation. But you can see starting off nothing too crazy. Again, they take some time. They do have a little bit of ramp up time. Key wise, attack and defense wise, everything. You could see there they started with defense below 100,000. That won't last long. They can build up really quickly, depending on how much luck you get. The thing is, it's going to be difficult in certain events. You're going to see when we do look at them fully built up. But it can take them a little bit of time to get to that max level, especially if you don't get lucky with your super attacks. If you're getting 3 super attacks a turn, that's not so bad. It takes you about 3 turns, so you'll see their full power on latest turn 7 or turn 8, which is pretty decent in terms of event strength. Obviously they're getting stronger the whole time through. It's okay-ish for a lot of events, but realistically speaking, it is a little bit too long to see their full power. Here we've got them with a little bit of support. The defense obviously growing because of that, but this key support is really what they need to kind of elevate them, and we're gonna get another attack off. So 2.8 million there, not too crazy, but again, they're just building those stacks, and you're going to see them really come to the fore. Link wise, they've got a lot of attack based links. Fierce Battle attack based, Blazing Battle is attack based, Kamehameha, Super Saiyan as well, along with Legendary Power. So that's all attack orientated links. Then you've got Golden Warrior, which is their one key link. You've got All in the Family, which is defensive. Getting their attack links does help them out. Link leveling them does help them out offensively and a little bit defensively with All in the Family. So that's pretty good to know. I think overall, pretty solid stuff. Yeah, honestly, pretty decent link set. Just a little bit of a lack of key, which they do kind of fix from their passive. So 261k defense, that's pretty good, I would say. Also, again, not fully built up. Obviously, quite a fair amount of defensive support on the rotation. Between Android 17 and the support Movie Heroes Gohan, there's very much a lot of support on the rotation. So keep that in mind. They definitely have a higher defense stat there than normal. but still pretty good. We're not even close to being built up, and we're also showing some pretty exciting attack stats here. So I think overall you can kind of get the idea. They start off a little bit slow, but one or two turns in, you're gonna really start to see a much improved unit, and you're gonna start to see, yeah, just a really good unit that's gonna do some big damage, and it's gonna be able to help out your teams. Here, in terms of them, this is them fully built up. So 361k defense. This is all 10 attacks done. You can see it's like turn 12, 13. So this is quite late in the fight. It took them a little bit of time, but good support on the rotation as well. We have very solid supports. We have the Goku's family support, and then we also have the movie hero support. But yeah, 361k is still pretty decent, even with this much support. Goku's a very usable support for a lot of content, so that's fine. The movie heroes Gohan, I wouldn't suggest using in hard content, so that's a little bit of a beefier one that you're kind of just giving Gohan. But hey, 10.5 million, pretty good stuff. Not even 24 key bonus. So yeah, overall, I would say they can still definitely do a hell of a job. They definitely can do a great job. Obviously, they need some catering to. They need a little bit of love. They need a little bit of support. Their Easy A, I think, if done well, could really easily kind of push them into being a reliable unit for a long time. Like, all they have to do is just give them the ability to really raise up that raw defense, and that'll be good coverage. They're not going to be able to ever really tank super attacks, depending on how they do their Easy A. But them just being able, they could augment this defense so much. I mean, like, you look at the super attacks, they can fire 3 in one turn. Maybe you Easy A them to give them the ability to fire 4. If they greatly raise defense, that defense will skyrocket. It will just absolutely grow hugely, especially if you change their base to attack and defense of 100%. Now, in terms of links, as I mentioned before, All in the Family is kind of a crucial one defensively if you want to run them. In some of the later hard content, the more current stuff, I would say All in the Family is a priority. And then Golden Warrior is probably the next best one because of the key that it gives. I know it's only one key, but one key matters, especially when you're looking at a unit like these guys. It just helps, especially in that first turn, to have some Golden Warrior units. Get that key, it does help you out. But yeah, beyond that, it's Fierce Battle, Kamehameha style kind of unit. Super Saiyan, Fierce Battle, Kamehameha, Golden Warrior. All of these are traditional kind of links. And then you've got Legendary Power, which is obviously more isolated to the legendary units. In terms of weird links, Blazing Battle is kind of where the links get a little bit kind of strange. So Blazing Battle is probably the weirdest link that you are going to use. You can see here the list of units that have Blazing Battle are very strange and very eclectic. So I wouldn't necessarily bank on getting Blazing Battle. And the Gohan that gives it to him, although that Gohan's a great support for him and shares a lot of links with him, that Gohan is not feasible in a lot of content. So I wouldn't suggest using them as a pairing. But yeah, overall, obviously I think his link set's pretty good. You can see he links up with a decent number of LRs. Pretty much any Super Saiyan unit that uses Kamehameha is going to link up pretty well with these guys, especially if they're legendary. So yeah, overall I like them. I think they're great. I think they're awesome. They look really good still. And yeah, I just thought I'd highlight them for you guys. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, bye.